Hello, and welcome to Be Like You podcast. My name is Nina. I'm your host yet again with another very exciting but very profound episode. As I was at the gym this morning and I was listening to one of my lecturer and a teacher, his name is Wayne Dyer, he was talking about a few of the great principles in life. And this one particular caught my ear and my eye. And actually, I teared up while I was lifting weight at the gym this morning. And I thought, I'm going to share this with my audience because I felt everything he said as a human being, the compassion, the love, the fact that us human beings carry so much inside of us, so much good and not so good. And if you could just learn to change a little bit of our negative thought into positive, we could literally change the world and we can collectively change as human race. So this here was about, he said, there's no justified resentment. And I'm going to share a story with you guys that, like I said, made me tear up at the gym. But before that, I wanted to share with you that there is definitely no justified resentment. We all go through life resenting, people, things, no matter how bad you've had it, no matter how much someone hurt you, no matter if someone left you for somebody else, or if you lent money to someone and they never paid you, or someone was gossiping about you, no matter how bad you have felt, there's no justified resentment because all you do is hurt yourself in return. That resentment stays with you and it impacts your life in a profoundly negative way. He also said that the snake bite doesn't hurt you, doesn't kill you. The bite is a bite. You got bit. Okay, great. It's the venom that goes through your blood that kills you. It's the continuance of that venom that kills you. And that's what resentment does. The action of someone else doesn't hurt you, doesn't break you, doesn't make you depressed and suffer. It's the resentment you have towards that person or situation that continually is hurting you, is causing diseases in your body, is causing you to not live an abundant life. So today's episode, it's simple but a very powerful one. And I wanted to tell you the story. And as you listen, I don't want you to just listen and hear it. I want you to feel it. Because sometimes we move through life judging what we see. A person's behavior, their attitude, their silence, or their resistance. But we don't know the story. We don't know what they're carrying. And just one moment of awareness, one moment of compassion can literally change the direction of someone's life. And this story reminds me that we never are just teaching lessons. We are shaping hearts. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and listen to this wonderful story that I heard from Wayne Dyer this morning. Here it goes. I had to print it out because I wanted to be able to do justice and not forget anything on the story. The story goes like this. There was an elementary school teacher many years ago. Her name was Mrs. Thompson. On the very first day of school, she stood in front of her fifth grade class and told them something that wasn't entirely true. Like most teachers, she looked at her students and said she loved them all the same. But that was not possible because there in front row, slumped in his seat, was a little boy named Teddy Stoddard. Mrs. Thompson had watched Teddy the year before. She noticed he didn't play well with the other children. His clothes were messy. He often looked like he needed a bath. Sometimes he could be unpleasant. It had gotten to a point where she found herself marking his paper with a bold red pen, big X's, large circles, and a big F at the top. At her school, teachers were required to review each student's file. Mrs. Thompson saved Teddy's for last. But when she finally opened it, she was surprised. His first grade teacher had written, "Teddy is a bright child with a ready laugh. He does his work neatly, and he has good manners. He is a joy to be around." His second grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is an excellent student, well liked by his classmates, but he has trouble. His mother has terminal illness, and life at home must be very difficult." His third grade teacher wrote, "His mother's death has been very hard on him. He tries to do his best, but his father doesn't show much interest. His home life will affect him if steps aren't taken." His fourth grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is withdrawn and doesn't show much interest in school. He doesn't have many friends and sometimes sleep in class." By now, Mrs. Thompson realized the problem, and she was ashamed of herself. She felt even worse a few months later at a Christmas when her students brought her gifts wrapped in a bright paper and beautiful ribbons. Except for Teddy. His gift was clumsy, wrapped in a brown paper from a grocery store. Mrs. Thompson opened his present in front of the class. Some of the children began to laugh when they saw what was inside. A rhinestone bracelet with several stones missing, and a small bottle of perfume that was only about quarter full. She said, "How beautiful," and silenced the laughter. She slipped the bracelet into her wrist. She dabbed a little perfume on and smiled. That afternoon, Teddy stayed after school. He waited quietly and then said, "Mrs. Thompson, today you smell just like Mom used to." After he left, Mrs. Thompson sat alone and cried for over an hour. And that day, she stopped teaching, reading, and writing. And she started teaching children. From that moment on, she paid special attention to Teddy. As she worked with him, something began to change. His mind seemed to come alive. The more she encouraged him, the more he responded. By the end of the year, Teddy had become one of the brightest students in the class. And despite her original lie, he became one of the favorites. A year later, she found a note slipped under her door. It was from Teddy. It said she was the best teacher he had ever had in his life. Six years passed. Then another letter came. He wrote that he had finished high school, third in his class, and she was still the best teacher he had ever had in his life. 4 years later, another letter arrived. He wrote that although things had been difficult at times, he stayed in school, worked hard, and was soon to graduate from college with the highest of honors. And that she was still the best teacher he had ever had in his whole life. Then 4 more years passed. Another letter came. This time, he explained that after earning his bachelor's degree, he had decided to go further. He wrote that she was still the best teacher he had ever had, but now his name was a little longer. The letter was signed Theodore F. Stoddard, MD. But the story doesn't end there. That spring, another letter arrived. Teddy wrote that he had met someone, a woman he loved, and he was going to be married. He shared that his father had passed away a couple of years earlier, and then he asked her something extraordinary. He asked if she would sit in the place at the wedding that is usually reserved for the mother of the groom. Of course, Mrs. Thompson said yes. On the day of the wedding, she wore the rhinestone bracelet, the one with several stones missing. And she made sure she was wearing the same perfume Teddy remembered his mother wearing on their last Christmas together. They hugged each other, and Dr. Stoddard whispered in her ear, "Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for making me feel important and showing me that I could make a difference." With tears in her eyes, Mrs. Thompson whispered back, "Teddy, you have it all wrong. You were the one who taught me that I could make a difference. I didn't know how to truly teach until I met you." Isn't that a beautiful story of love and compassion and kindness? How many Teddys have we misunderstood in our lives? Maybe it was a child, a partner, a friend, a parent, or maybe even ourselves. Sometimes what it looks like laziness is pain. What it looks like attitude is grief. What it looks like indifference is loneliness. Awareness changes everything. And when we choose to see someone differently, we don't just change them. We change ourselves. That's what happened to Mrs. Thompson. She stopped teaching subjects, and she started to teach humans. And maybe that's our reminder today. See people with a softer eye. Lead with love. And I'm saying this to everyone, not just to teachers, but I hope the teachers can hear this. believe in someone, especially when they don't believe in themselves yet. Because one moment of belief can echo through someone's entire lifetime. One moment like this, and one teacher like Mrs. Thompson can change the entire school. God knows we all need Mrs. Thompson in our lives. I hope that you take this and you apply it to any resentment you have in your life, any situation that you feel that you're entitled to be resentful. Yes, you are. You're hurt. You're grieving. Your life is upside down. You're entitled. But just by giving love and sending love to that person or situation, you're creating that love in you, and you're stopping the venom from spreading throughout your body for your entire life. If you enjoyed this episode, as per usual, please share it with someone who you might think might need this, or someone you love. Actually, share it with everyone. Share it on all social media. Share it with anyone and everyone, because we all need someone like Mrs. Thompson. We all need to hear these words. I am grateful for Wayne Dyer, for all the teachers, all the lecturers, and all the greatest ones that were spiritually, whatever they were, that they came before us and they walked this earth and they taught us how to give love and compassion freely. I'm grateful for all of them. And I am promising myself that I'm going to walk in their shoes and trying to spread this love and compassion, because it takes one person at a time to change this world. I love you. Please go love yourself and do the work. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so, because we want to spread this all around the world and create this beautiful world full of love, compassion, and abundance. Love you.